To be a lot of confusion about my job, so let's clear that up a little bit. When I was hired back in November, I was hired for a full-time 40 an hour a week regular full-time job. I realize the job is live streaming on TikTok, and that might seem completely crazy to you guys. Can't believe that that is an actual job that somebody can make a full-time living on, but it is, and there are hundreds of people that do it. I ended up getting an opportunity to transition out of that and into a contract by doing the Creator Live. Now, although yes, the Creator Live position was a contract and it started off as 3 months, but there was a potential for it to go on longer. However, at no fault of my own, they decided to cancel that program, which meant that my contract was coming to an end. They did let me know about 3 or so weeks in advance that the contract was ending, and so I had some different options to reapply for some jobs within the company or to go elsewhere. Little did I know, I checked my email and I had 2 job offers waiting for me. I had a really hard time because I was losing my financial security, which of course, as you guys know, is something that I have experience with, and it was triggering for me. So I did crash out. I got depressed. I cried. I had a hard time getting out of bed. I wasn't eating. I wasn't doing anything at all. Okay. I was having a hard time, and I was allowed to have a hard time for a few days or a few weeks or whatever it turned out to be. While I was still in the contract, I did start my new jobs, as well as adding in those 2 new jobs on top of the contracted position that I had been in now for about, well, I'd been in the contract for 3 months, but I'd been working for the same company for about 5. I went on ahead and applied to 20 jobs and got interviews for every single one. I was hired almost immediately on the spot for all of them except for maybe 3. I ended up accepting 2 full-time jobs, 2 part-time jobs, and 1 PRN job. Obviously, it's not really realistic to work 80 hours a week doing 2 full-time jobs, plus an additional 80 hours a week doing 2 part-time jobs, and then trying to think I'm gonna have room for some PRN. So I ended up letting know the 1 job that was full-time and 1 of the part-time jobs know that I couldn't do it. So now here I was left with the 3 jobs. So for those of you guys who think that I'm just surviving and living off of being an influencer or a content creator, that's not what's happening here. I've never said that. That's not something that I'm actually doing. I am working more than 40 hours a week, every week. My job is stable. I have a stable career, a stable position. And so let's start there instead of spreading false rumors and lies on my page.